The federal government has now confirmed plans to increase Telecom's tariff, but is assuring Nigerians it will not be by 100% as requested by the operators. The Minister of Communications, Innovation and Digital Economy, Bosun Tijani, who said this at a stakeholders meeting in Abuja, adds the Nigerian Communications Commission would come up with modalities for tariff adjustment in the telecoms industry. Mr. Tijani says a number of things will be taken into consideration to ensure these modalities can meaningfully contribute to the development of Nigeria. These include the implementation of an executive order to protect infrastructure around telecoms, shoring up local content, and ensuring the sustainability of the companies. Joining me now for more on this development is Public Affairs Analyst Chris Akio. Thank you for joining us on the news this hour. Beyond just the implication of an increment of tariff on Nigerians, I want us to look at exactly what the telecom operators are saying. They are talking about the fact that the industry remains a pillar of support for our own economy, contributing over 10% to the GDP, and that this is not just about profitability, it's a matter of sustainability for the industry. What do you make of this development?
All right, thank you. So you understand that the telecom sector is more driven by private sector initiative, and that has happened in recent time, the 2000 to date. And it's been successful when compared to NEPA. And this is not without investment of the private sector business people. So they are businessmen, and they are wired to make profit. Unfortunately, the baseline for stability in any government has to do with government providing the social infrastructure, a social net, to allow people to do business at low cost, so prices eventually to the common people or citizens will be at low cost. Now, this is not the case in recent time, in the last 24 months. The prices for AGO, PMS has gone up, and then you have a backlash, or what you call a Laplace effect of those prices. The price of AGO affecting the cost of running generators, affecting the cost of importation, affecting the cost of every other item. So the telecom sector definitely will be left alone. I'm not surprised that they're asking for this. It's just there's a facade around it because they are now writing. Electricity has gone up 3 times without talking to anybody. They just shoot up the price in the last 2 years 3 times without talking to anybody. Citizens are paying for it because the cost of generating power has also gone up. So yes, these investors have a right to ask for increment. To the best of my understanding, they are even being reasonable to draw the attention of Nigeria that this has to happen so that we can continue to get the best of service. Unfortunately, but prior to this time, the cost of communication in Nigeria is about one of the highest. You pay for data separately, you pay for voice calls separately, you also have to pay for video separately, or sometimes data has to now manage to carry your videos. In other clients, you just pay a one-off fee at the end of the month, and then that provides you both bundle and visuals and audio. So maybe in dealing with these issues, I think the country, the NCC should begin to look at what's happening in other civilized clients, where once you pay for a particular kind of communication gadget, it provides you a 3-way network, visuals and audio all in one bundle. So the cost will now be a package. But right now we have to pay to watch TV separately, we have to pay for data separately, we have to pay for calls separately. So when you put all those costs together, it is way, way above what is expected for making calls in a country like ours. And definitely there will be backlash even from the citizens. But trust me, I do not think that we will continue to get the best of service if they don't increase price.
Absolutely. And that's also very critical to the economy because everyone has to remain connected, and it's key for, every other sector of the economy. Everyone appears to have gone through difficult times in the past 2 years. I'm wondering how much of an impact potentially you think this would have on the economy of the average Nigerian. So what do you think government can do this time?
Yes, I think that under this administration, I've always said that the issue is about policy change, radical, quick and fast policy changes that are affecting more of the common people than those upstairs. And it's cause for concern. The entire hula hula about sudden increase in price had to do with this subsidy drama, subsidy removal. I believe that the people who were talking about subsidy all these years, we're just using that to manage a situation that hitherto would have been managed without the subsidy. And now that they know that subsidy has been removed, they have allowed a lot of things to skyrocket. and prices for the things that will help us in production sector, it's gone up. Everything, not just telecommunication, every common thing that what's the cost of a loaf of bread? Check that. Because the cost of production in bakery has gone up. What's the cost of a bottle of Coke? Even water. Because people have to freeze this water for them to sell them in a hot country where there's no electricity. They have to pay more, and so the prices have gone up. So yes, government needs to begin to recalibrate where it should put its palliative. I don't think that right now it is getting it right. The funds invested in palliative are like, just quick fix things. Those funds should be invested in infrastructures that can reduce the cost of production so that the final cost to the consumer will be cheaper. So I would rather that those huge sums of money they are trying to put on palliatives should be used to build more refineries, should be used to cushion the cost of production in industries, should be used to provide good roads, should be used to reduce taxes so that the final cost of commodity is what is affordable by even the commonest of our citizens.
Right.
So long as the total cost of production is higher than what's currently going on, producers or investors will continue to increase price and transfer that burden to the consumer. And that's simple economics. There's no way we can go. So the government needs to